What's up? It's funny, on YouTube it always takes like 10 seconds to turn it into a video. So whenever the video starts on the YouTube playback of this, it's like halfway through me going, hello. So there we go. But here I am today. First thing you'll notice is this camera looks slightly better. I thought I'd just use my phone because it's so much better than a webcam. I mean, I have to look up like what is a good webcam because they all just look so bad. But here I am. And as you may notice, as you'll see from the tweet that I just quote, which is not what I'm going to say again, YouNow gave me younow.com/Daniel Howell. One more thing knocked off. There we go. So do not worry if you were like, oh, Dan, there he is trying to get that name changed, but it's a bit embarrassing because no one's helping him do that. Well, YouNow, we're on it. And here we are. So I've got YouTube, mainly, Tumblr, Twitter, YouNow. I've managed to talk to the guy on Instagram, and it's just Facebook. They're like, no. They're like, who? I'm like, hi, Facebook. My name is Dan. I'd love to chat about getting my name. And they're like, Dan? I don't know. I haven't heard of a Dan that you speak of. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to put down the phone now. So there's me just flopping in that regard. But yeah. So how are we all doing today? I'm reading the chat before I get into this and start talking about why I'm wearing a cat shirt, what that lamp's doing behind me, and what the hell happened in the Bahamas. Tell me how you're doing. Stephen's feeling gay. Molly's feeling good. Alessandra's feeling snazzy. All right. That's all good. Rebecca's feeling sad. Okay. And Eva is feeling twerk. What does that even... Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just judging you for that one there. So, let's... First things first. It's been a while since I've done a live show. And obviously, in that time, I've been away. I've been abroad a lot. And it hasn't been entirely clear where the hell I am and why. So, who has watched the Dan Is Not on Fire video, My Bahamas Travel Disaster? Anyone here? Okay, lots of people have done that, right? So how do we begin with this? If you haven't, then I'll give you the short version. Basically, I was going to Florida for a YouTube convention. America said that I was wrong and I was going to get kicked out of the country. I couldn't stay for a holiday and I had to go to the Bahamas. It is a 100% true story. A lot of people, they're like, oh, these YouTubers, you know, they exaggerate things. It can't all be true. I wish that any of the things that happened in that video weren't true, but they all exactly happened, and it was absolutely horrifying. On behalf of America, I apologize. You don't need to. You know, I got a lot of people around the world that were like, this is horrifying. I can't believe this is happening to you. But, you know, that's just my life. That's how it goes, to be honest. I'm quite used to it. So, yeah, my Bahamas travel disaster. It was a completely true story. In fact, I left some things out because the story was getting long and I didn't want to just talk for half an hour. So, for example, when I landed in the Bahamas and got on the plane and then the engine failed and I thought I was going to die because the plane was going to explode or just crash out of the sky, and I was really just thinking about death and how terrible my day was. Instead of just sitting in the airport and feeling sad and leaving, as I said I did, before that, I actually considered getting on a flight to Miami because some lady freaked out and was like, I have a quinceañera to get to. And I was like, okay, this lady is shouting, she's stomping, she got her handbag and she slammed it on the desk. I'm going to follow her. She knows what she's doing. And I was about to get on a flight to Miami, and then I was told that the flight was... There was just so many... Honestly, can you imagine what I went through? Dan, what was it like in the border agent? Basically, I have never felt more rejected or threatened than when that lady... And everyone was making fun of the voice I did of that woman that was the border agent. She sounded exactly like Foghorn Leghorn. You know that maybe kind of racist cockerel from Looney Tunes? Like, she sounded exactly like that. It was really creepy. I was scared. there's a certain feeling that you get that I'm sure lots of you can relate to, which was me in the moment where the border agent was shouting at me and saying, "Do you question my authority?" Which is when a teacher shouts at you, or your parent shouts at you, or like when a boss tells you off. Tell me you know what I'm talking about. Like people with jobs, like when your boss says you've messed something up, when a teacher scolds you, or maybe like not like a family member that you don't care about, like your grandma, like someone that you feel like they hold some kind of authority over you. So you're not just like, you're not going to get mad back. You're not going to be like, yeah, well, whatever, I don't care. But a specific kind of person that when they say you've done something wrong, you just feel like you're imploding inside and there's nothing you can do. Because in that moment, I was like, I thought I was doing everything right. I just wanted to have a holiday. And for the rest of the day, I was like, I've been attacked. I've been attacked. I did not ask for this. Do I deserve this? I don't know. I would cry, said the chat. Yeah, I felt on the verge of tears. A lot of people are asking, what is Phil's version of events? Because this is quite an entertaining story. I don't think most of you, like, Phil's version of events was the 10 seconds where he was in front of me in a queue, went up to a guy, said, "Hi, I'm here for a YouTube convention, but then I'm going to have a holiday. Is that cool?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, whatever." And then they were like, "Nice shoes." Now, they had some, what did I say, hilarious tiny banter. I was looking at them from the queue. Phil and this board ranger were just like giggling for like 20 seconds. And then Phil goes straight through, and then that's it. And then I get assaulted. And on the other side, Phil's like, "Well, that took long. What happened?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have to leave the country in 3 days. So guess I'm going to the Bahamas." So Phil's version of events was going, "Wow. Okay, well, that sucks." Which, to be fair, Phil, a lot of things happened to him. I'm not going to complain that much. Have you listened to Dig Down yet? Yes, don't worry. We'll get onto music. Watch BoJack Horseman after Rick and Morty, which I haven't finished. Just answering the important questions here in the chat. Dan, why didn't you just stay in America? If I stayed in America, then they can ban you from America for life. Is this a thing that you know? Like, America says, okay, you can stay in the country until then. If you try to leave the country past that date, they'll be like, well, you didn't do what I said. And then you can literally never go back to America ever again. So this was like, I had to make a choice. And the choice was that to stay in the country, I would go to the Bahamas and back. And it just seemed like the universe was just punishing me every step of the way. And did I deserve it? I mean, you tell me, dear audience, people on Tumblr, people on YouTube. I've got the YouTube chat open on my laptop, which I'm balancing this phone on right now. Hi, if you're on YouTube, click on the link in the description and you can come watch it on YouNow, right, chat? No. Okay, a little. Thank you for a little. You're a sinner. By many common definitions of the term, yes, definitely, obviously, great, and yes, you're garbage. Okay, well, there we go. Dan with his supportive audience, as always. Don't know what to say to you there. Attack on Muffin said, "Is Dilly Pop's Pregarini the freaking Sim?" Okay, we'll get to that. That's The Sims. It's a bit of a roller coaster. What's your favorite Disney movie and why? My favorite Disney movie ever is probably Aladdin, because it was one of the first ones that I watched when I was a child, and I went to the cinema to see it about like 6 times. Robin Williams, the genie, it's probably just the best performance in a Disney animated feature. Do you want to fight me? Any anime Rex? Attack on Titan season 2 will be like, "You look cute today." Do I? Well, thank you for saying that, because I'm very moist right now. London's weather has been terrible. It was like rainy for 2 weeks, and then there was an intense heat wave where I wanted to die. It was like the worst thing ever, because London is like, I don't know if any of you live in big cities and can relate to this, but if you're in the country, in like a nice rural, clean area, and it's a nice summer day, you go outside and it's like, wow, this is cool, that's fine. If you live in a city where there's so much pollution that there's just like a dirty smog, and touching the air or any kind of public transport leaves like soot on your hands, just look how gross the city is. It just turns into like a smelly cloud of hell, which you can't really escape from. Maybe if you're going to like, ew, yeah, like literally. There's nothing worse than when you go on the tube. This is a gross London fact. We have a very old underground transportation system in London town, where I currently live. And if you spend a lot of your day underground and blow your nose, you'll have like black snot because you've inhaled so much like soot and pollution that you've literally like the fluids on just the inside coating of your nose have gone black. Yeah, everyone said this is why we need to protect the environment, people. For this, you're all freaking out. It's 100% true. It's absolutely horrifying. The worst thing is, first time it happened to me, no one told me that essential London fact, so I was just like, blow my nose. I'm dying. I'm dying. I have a terminal illness. There we go. I'm dead. That's it right there. So, yeah, that was fun. Thanks for choosing my plushie entry. That's a thing. Okay, so, you know, we have Dan and Phil plushies on danandphilshop.com. #ad. We did a competition where we asked people to take funny photos and we gave away some plushies. If you go to Phil's Twitter, twitter.com/amazingphil, he made a little moment looking through the entries. Very funny. If you, a couple of them are more disturbing than funny, and some of them are cute. Go look at the moment on Phil's Twitter because you'll have a lol. What do you think of Muse's new song? Said Jess. Okay, so we'll get there. Muse have released a new song called Dig Down. If you don't know who Muse are, they're one of my favourite bands. Even if I don't think a lot of music that they've released in a while is as good as some of the music that they've made ever, because they were an important part of my young life getting me into music, they'll always be one of my faves and they'll always be very important to me. I'm sure lots of you listen to bands or pop stars that you're like, everything they make is trash now. But that's okay. I'll still follow them and support them. Yeah. So they made a song called Dig Down, which is about how in times where things are tough, like now, you know, in the world politically, we need to come together and reach into ourselves to not give up and stand up to the bad things that are happening. And it's a very wholesome, good idea for a song. But Muse, Matt Bellamy likes to do this very cheesy thing where he layers all his singing on top of each other and it sounds a bit like a choir or something from Queen, and it's a bit cheesy, and there was a bit of cheesy electronicness that was a bit bad. I thought that Muse's last album, Drones, was amazing when they were like a bit heavy and playing instruments. So I think that this new song, Dig Down, could have been really amazing if it was less them trying to do electronic music, which I don't think they do that well, like the album before the last one. But yeah, I mean, I support the idea behind it. Can you say hi to the Nichols group chat? I mean, that probably means something horrifying. I don't condone any of you. Opinions on the new Paramore album? Boom, this one will be quick. Amazing. Is this so good? I mean, yes. Okay. Their sound as a band is a bit more poppy now, and clearly their record label is helping them to produce it to make it sound like actual just pop music on the charts. I like pop music. You know, I can say that even if, you know, Hayley Williams didn't sit in front of, you know, play every instrument, and that someone from a record label was like, this is what sounds good on the radio right now, there's still good lyrics, and there's still good chords, and there's still a performance. So, you know, I can appreciate all the work that all the people, including the people outside the band, did in it, and I think it's really catchy and really good. So I love the new Paramore album, even if it's not like their first album, which I loved and played in the car. I think, do you think it's a bop? I think it's a bop. Yes, Susan. You're actually called Susan. I refuse to believe anyone in the chat right now is actually called Susan. That's stupid. Dan, you killed us with the tweet. Okay, so the Bahamas tweet. Let's get into this. I was in the Bahamas. I was having this harrowing day. My life was a joke. The universe hates me. The US border control lady with her infinite power over me was just having a bad for no reason, decided at her discretion to just send me on a trip to Bahamas when she could have just let me through like Phil, because I guess some people are just sadistic like that, or maybe I just have a face that says, please be cruel to me. I don't, deserve to be alive or enjoy any moment of my life. I thought it would be quite funny if I tweeted and geotagged it right now. Would you say that there was some mild discussion about why I was in the Bahamas on the internet? Because, obviously I was on the plane. I didn't see that. I wasn't there. I was busy at a convention. Yes, people are saying what people on like, Tumblr and YouTube. Okay. So I have had like messages from people I know in real life have been like, what is going on with the Bahamas thing? And I'm like, I haven't spoken to you in 2 years. Do you even watch my YouTube videos? Why do people always come out of the woodworks and criticize for like me sassing my piano teacher or like whatever the hell and that guy from school or whatever? Okay, I appreciate that. That's very funny. All bad no angst. Yes, there were conspiracies. Absolutely. The thing is, if everyone goes absolutely mental trying to work out why the hell I was in the Bahamas, is he in the country? How could that be possible? Are Dan and Phil there? Are they on holiday? Are they not going to Harry Potter? There a restaurant called the Bahamas in Florida where the freaking crime-solving graphics over the face. That's all fun. If anyone was actually dramatic, if it got to the point where anyone was upset, then you just need to walk away from the internet. Because it's definitely one of those situations where whether or not I'm in the Bahamas, why, how much I want to communicate, what I'm ever doing with my life, and whatever, then that's the deal. So as long as it was all bants, no angst, yes, indeed. Dan, it was stressed, but I had the most fun ever for 2 days being a CIA agent. Yes, well, if any of you ever apply for like jobs in the Secret Service, be like, I helped craft a Tumblr theory dossier on all the different ways in which Dan could be in the Bahamas. Did anyone guess it right though? That a border agent said that I had to leave the country, so I actually went to the Bahamas and back in one day, and the plane engine failed, and the taxi driver, Jesus, honestly, at that moment where I was speaking to the taxi driver and just started shouting, I was just like, I don't even care. I'm ready for death now. Thank you for making me very happy. Oh, you're welcome, McKenna. I'm sure that didn't apply to the Bahamas. We can also Google Nile. You're welcome too. Any advice for IRL troubles? Well, that depends what it is, but if you can always pretend that, IRL doesn't exist and just live on the internet, then that's a good way of doing it. I sometimes pretend that, the internet is the country that I learn everything outside these things called Windows doesn't. Dad, you're hunching. I know. Say hi to the ex-fan. That's fun. Dean Dobbs is watching this. Hi Dean. I like your t-shirts. Can I have one of the heart ones? I could probably organise that myself, actually. I'll just steal one. Thank you very much. How was Playlist? Playlist was fun. I've been there so many times. Pat, conventions are very weird. Do you want some in-depth community talk? You got your behind the scenes of YouTube. You're gonna get your opinions on like Dan's YouTube community chat, because I can, if you want. Yes, no, bring out the opinions. Now, told you in Dapgo. Yes, anything. Dan, you need AC. Your face is moist. It's moist generally. It's Dan, you look tan. I have been outside. I mean, the thing is, when I film a YouTube video, the lights, it's literally like, hello, I'm Dan. Nice to meet you. This is Dan filming a YouTube video. That's a Pixar lamp that I have, by the way. Just like that. Look. Oh, yeah. Like Pixar. The camera broke it. I'm sorry. I'll put it down. I'm glad I met you. I'm glad I met you too, Brianna. So that's cool. What is a blue waffle? Said someone in the chat. Moving on swiftly. I did get a bit sunned. The thing is with me, I have a vague ethnicity because my grandma was adopted and we have no idea where she's from. So if I go outside for 2 days, I burn like toast. So I have to try very hard to kind of never go outside. If I ever try to actively tan, then TSA won't let me into America anymore. So that's that. Do the DNA test. I've done the DNA test and it just wasn't helpful at all. It's like, yeah, I guess kind of, you know, all over Europe, the Mediterranean, a bit of like somewhere over here and whatever. I was like, I want like a third Greek or something. Just like, give me the fact. Have you heard of the Hatfic? I'm just going to stop reading the chat for a bit. My existence is pointless. Now, that's something I can relate to. Dill is prego. Sorry, dude. Okay. We'll get back to conventions. The Sims. On Dan and Phil Games, of which there's still videos, and they're all objectively entertaining. If you like Dan and Phil, then go watch Dan and Phil Games for some funny, light-hearted content. Doesn't have to be. Sometimes it's just nice to make some things that are just there to make you laugh. Dill got abducted by aliens, which is a thing. And apparently, we didn't know this, according to every comment that we've had on the internet, in The Sims, male characters that get abducted by aliens have a chance of being pregnant. So there is a chance that Dill could be pregnant with a baby in the next couple. How do I feel? I hope not, because it's not like a guaranteed thing. Like, if me and Phil had like vague plans for where the story of Dill's life was going in this series, abducted and male alien baby wasn't part of the plan. I guess we'll just have to. That would be so freaking Dill, though, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't even. Okay, there we go. Say hi to the fans, swiping along with my fingers. McKenna, thank you, Fan2027. Google Nile, GGV, Hey It Dana, Gumbear, Dan, I miss you. Jotalina, Loki Fandom, and Rachel. Hi, thanks for being supportive, you cool lads. Talk about players. Okay, so what I was saying is, there's a lot of conventions, and I'm like, sometimes I feel like conventions are very expensive, and I wonder what is the fun that people get out of panels and performances. Because if you're somebody that really cares about the community or like the industry, or you're a creator and you care about making YouTube videos, then like panels and Q&As and those kind of things, they're really interesting. I feel like there should be more like high budget performance-y festival things, because especially with music, very talented YouTubers, I was like, when you go to a Reading Festival or something like that, they give musicians like a budget to put on a show, and it's like, imagine how amazing some of the talented YouTuber musicians would be. But people have a good time. I just like meeting you. Yeah, it's good. They have a thing. I just think there could be more kind of events, you know, that aren't just the same kind of convention. I fell off my bed, help. You know, you're on your own here. I'm sorry. What should my Twitter bio be? Why am I alive? LMAO, whatever. There you go. I finished Riverdale. Okay. Should we talk about Riverdale? A very beautiful show that's well directed and very well acted. There's just some great actors with a very silly story. My God, it's so stupid. Did you see that thing that Will Derbyshire tweeted where he was laughing at it, where they were like, I think it was the mum, and she was like, I know all about the Blossom family and the incest. It's so daft and ridiculous, but amazing. It's like, it's not even a guilty pleasure. It's a high quality, well-produced guilty pleasure. And it got good towards the end. Solid mystery. I mean, I'm invested, and now I've gotten to the point where I've just followed all of the actors on Instagram, and I'm just like, I'll never be as beautiful as any of these people. Because, you know, they say that social media can be good or bad for your self-esteem sometimes. And I think I've gotten to the point where most of the people that I follow, like my friends and my colleagues, I can stop comparing myself to them. And, you know, you can learn to be happy and love and support your friends. But then when you go and follow a bunch of actors, that's just going to ruin it for you. So I'm just flagging that in case any of you do that. The sad mum bird was an iconic moment. See, that's what panels are good for. in-depth conversations that bring out stories like the sad mum bird, the beautiful moment that turned into a meme. Indeed. Eurovision, Dan, who did you want to win? Oh my God, Eurovision. Did anyone here watch the Eurovision Song Contest this year? Also known as the most important cultural event in the world. If you don't know what Eurovision is, basically, Europe has an amateur songwriting performing competition where every country submits an amateur song performance and then everyone votes on it, like reality TV. And it's kind of silly and pointless, but at the same time, it's like politically and culturally incredibly important. And yeah, PewDiePie's live tweeting. He had some opinions. Yeah, I decided to go with it. The yodeling was trash. It was the yodeling would have been good if it was just yodeling, but that guy and the way that he grabbed her face at the end, I was like, no, Spain. Was Spain the band? Yeah, that was painful. Not gonna lie, Sweden try too hard every year. I mean, yeah, it was good, but whatever. Tell you what, was it Belgium that released a song that was really like low key? I'm just gonna Google this right now. Belgium Eurovision 2017, because I was like, I think Azerbaijan was like playing FKA Twigs. I liked it. Here we go. You want to know a good Eurovision song? Blanche, City Lights, which was the Belgian one. I've listened to all the songs. That's my favorite one. It's really good. Like, what? I freaking love that Belgian song. I actually listened to it unironically, and not even in like a Loreen, this is weird, but I love it because it's very Eurovisions. It's just a good song. That could be in a thing. Did you read the birthday card I gave you a playlist? We have read all the letters and kept it and shipped all back. And my God, we have so much storage. Although when I'm 90 and I look it over, I'll have it. Imagine a 90-year-old Dan reading a letter that someone gave him at a convention. I was like, I like your videos. And I'll be like, I remember when I was a YouTuber before I got arrested for the drug scandal. Yeah, it's going to be pretty good. Wish me luck. I have exams tomorrow. Good luck to you and everyone in the season that has them. Me and my son adore you. You make us happy. Family watching. Oh, well, thank you very much. I haven't said anything so far that's incredibly inappropriate because I know that I do that sometimes. Dan, give us more behind the scenes. All right. Okay. Well, you tell me. My Bahamas travel disaster. Is there anything else you want to know about the making of the video or the harrowing real life experience? I graduated university yesterday. Good for you. Further than I ever got. Yes. Oh God, show us your NASA mug. Literally. Okay, are you ready for this? It's right here. Dan, are you going to Summon the City? Me and Phil probably will not be going to Summon the City this year, I'm afraid. We have other commitments. Probably. But that's okay. We've been many other years. We did a whole tour. The thing is, did you see Tom that was like, I committed to traveling and blah, 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 whatever? I kind of relate to that because I was like, 2017, it's the year that I sought my life out. Daniel Howell, let's do it. And then I was like, okay, yeah, let's go to Australia and let's go to Florida. And obviously I had an amazing time, but the travel, my God, it's so intense. Jet lag is horrifying. Coming back from America, the jet lag is savage because you can't get to sleep, so you end up staying awake until like 5 a.m. Like, I'm awake now, can't sleep, and then you set an alarm for 10 a.m. It goes off, and you're like, nope, because you naturally want to sleep into like 4 in the afternoon. So you end up going to sleep at like 5, and then like waking up at 9 in the morning, and you're just like, so I'm pretty dead right now. My bird likes your voice, said diddly gay with a moon emoji. Wow, thanks. I've always thought I have a very obnoxious voice. I was always quite insecure about my voice, especially when I started YouTube, because there's this whole thing that what you hear and what you think that's what you sound like is very different to how you sound on the phone. A lot of people have like phone anxiety because they don't like speaking or hearing their voice or hearing other people hearing their voice or whatever. And it's public speaking or like class presentations. It's a very common thing. And I definitely used to have that. Because like the first time, like when I recorded Hello Internet, I mean, obviously, back on YouTube, I was less expressive and articulate. So I was more like, hi, I'm Dan Howell, and this is me talking with my Reading accent. But I'd listen to it back and I'd just be screaming. So people right now saying your voice is soothing. You sound like Benedict Cumberbatch. I don't try nearly as hard as I could to be articulate, because in British society, some people look down on you for being articulate because it makes you seem, and I'm not very posh, but people just don't speak like that unless they're Theresa May, which is what I'm sounding like right now. So I want to stop. I'm Scottish and I hate my voice. I love Scottish accents. Shut up. Honestly, and Welsh. All of the UK, other than English dialects, are just like, I mean, obviously we have like Newcastle, which is like, I love you, but I have no idea what you're saying. One of my roommates at university had a Newcastle accent. If you're from like not England and you want to know what the hell I'm talking about, just go on YouTube and search like Newcastle accent. It's like, I have no idea what you're saying. it's good. Dan, do you have tan lines? I have absolutely savage tan lines. It's weird. Scouser, yeah. Another one of my uni flatmates was a Scouse. And, you know, I couldn't understand him anyway, but he used to drink a lot. And then at like 4 o'clock in the morning, when you'd stereotypically be having those like late night discussions about philosophy and politics and how the world is going, but he was drunk and speaking in a Liverpool accent, I was just like nodding and smiling, like, yeah, man, I love education. This is great. I'm having a great time. I have no idea what you're saying. I'm gonna go to bed now. My hair is green. Opinion. Good for you. Your hair can be any color that you want. That's fine. Phil pranked you with a banana. Yes, George. Phil pranked me with a banana. So who saw the amazing Phil video where Phil Lester predicted my future? Obviously, I'm dead inside. I believe in nothing. I'm a man of cold, hard science and logic with no room for anything else. Anything mildly interesting in the universe is just a statistical coincidence, as would happen when we, you know, have so many possibilities. What I'll go along with Phil, who wants to do this different. So Phil did was an 8 ball. The second one, Phil, tarot card readings, and that was disturbing because, you know, the thing with horoscopes and all these things, and I know that people are going to be mad because there's people here that like believe in all of this, and that's okay. I don't want to fight you. I respect your autonomy. It's usually, they just give you things that are so relatable that it's like, okay, if you're a Gemini, then something good might happen to you this week. Oh my God, something good happened to me this week. It's all true. But when Phil read out these tarot cards, I don't even know. It was disturbing. It was beyond. I mean, you know, the Dan inside me would just say it's just a coincidence that out of the more or less generically relatable fortunes that could have been read to me, that they were more relatable to what I've been through, going through now and will in the future than ever. Anyway, but then Phil, who was going through these different kinds of reading the future, was like, oh yeah, now we're going to go to Australian banana skin reading. And there's, you know, there's tea leaf, there's all this, like, looking at the lines on your hand. There's loads of weird things. So when Phil said, judging the future by patterns on a banana skin, I didn't question that, okay? Because I thought that makes some sense. You know, I didn't think bananas, Australia, what that, I was just like, you know what? In this whole video, I'm just going along with the flow because it's fun. Turns out Phil was just pranking me. He put a banana skin on my back and then shoved it down my shirt, which was the most violating thing I've ever experienced because it was a freezing cold banana that was incredibly wet. You know, a squishy banana? Can you imagine anything more horrifying than a squishy banana squishing down your spine? It was savage. I give it to Phil. He got me good. If anything, that just means that I should never trust anyone ever and just be a completely unfun person that never goes to anything. Dan, talk about your NASA stuff. Okay, so went to NASA. I've now been to Houston and Kennedy Space Station because I'm such a loser. It's unimaginable. I'm a big nerd. I'm the kind of person that reads Wikipedia articles about physics just because I'm bored. But then I hated science in school. Well, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it at all. I just didn't, like, get thrilled by solving bond equations in chemistry class. But yeah, so I'm zazzed about space. I got this mug. How amazing is this? Grey metallic mug that says NASA, and it's like sparkly and cool. That's good. Obviously, this incredible shirt, which is a women's nightie, but I thought, as a giant 6'3" man, would just look like a cool oversized shirt. And to be honest, it looks pretty good. Phil broke his. Yes, as you're saying, he did a live show and he smashed his. I wrapped mine up intensely. It's got cats on the back as well. Oh my god, it's just incredible. And then also, wait, I actually brought this to show you because I knew you'd ask because you're interested. Because Elon Musk is my science dad, who I love every day. I bought this official Occupy Mars SpaceX shirt. Yeah. Just to show off my nerd creds there. That's something I'm actually interested in. Elon Musk is my science dad. Elon Musk is all of our fathers, to be honest. He should just be the overlord of society. But the most cool thing is this jacket, just like a bomber, stick your arm in it, whatever. On the front has this amazing Apollo patch there. On the other side, American flag. Maybe was cooler at other times, but whatever. Remove before flight tag. But, you know, it's cool. Accessorizing. And then on the back, oh my god, what's that? It's a giant embroidery of the symbols from all the Apollo missions. I mean, this is cool right now. And it's just amazing. How awesome is that? I'm such a damn nerd. So yeah, I went to NASA. I had a great time. It was good. So hi to my friend Alex. Hello, Alex. Thanks for watching. Hi, my dog Freckle loves you. Hello, dog Freckle. Woof woof. Only you will know what it says. Speaking of freckles, I never thought I was a freckly person, but I went outside for like 2 hours and then suddenly my skin got invaded by a billion dots and it was really weird. Not like Phil, who's like, I'm white, I look like Voldemort. I'm white, but have brown spots everywhere, like a leopard. I just got little dots. Scary. But I love freckles. Freckles is one of those things where a lot of people feel insecure about them, especially when you're younger and in school. But let me just say for the record, freckles are beautiful. Like, people with really freckly faces, you know what I'm talking about, with like really freckly cheeks. I know that some people see, you know, conventional, perfect, beige skin and they don't like it. But trust me, lots of people have freckles, think they're very beautiful and unique. If you have freckles, do not feel insecure. They're like an upgrade. They're like a bonus that you'd unlock in a video game. Are you ready for VidCon? And then I'm traveling again. I mean, yes, I'm excited for VidCon. I get to see lots of friends. I get to meet more of you. I think me and Phil are saying hi to people on the stage as well. LA is savage travel. I'm bad, honestly. If it took me, if I was supposed to make that RIP Dan is Not on Fire video in February, and it's really going to take until like I get back from VidCon for me to have finished like changing all of my icons and names and stuff. Wow, please stop saying savage. No, I love the savage. It's one of my favorite words. I like it. You look golden in this light. Hello, bud. It's tan and phone and not being in a giant lamp. Did you vote? Voting isn't yet. I vote IRL because, you know, need to take the democracy selfie that I'm looking forward to. Dan, is your chair porous? It is. It has tiny holes in it, which is cool. What is with the lamp behind you? It's a lamp. Without it, this corner is really dark. So when I'm being a nerd playing PC games in this corner, it's a bit like a cave. And I'm not. I need to like be a bit less like a cave troll. I know it's a thing. Dan, when will you change your icons on everything? Okay, so this is the thing. Like, okay, well, firstly, I did change my Twitter icon, as I'm sure many of you have seen. What do you all think about my my Twitter icon? Big fans? of the Twitter icon. Yes, I mean it's permanent. I don't know what people were saying. Oh, Dan, I saw you liked some headers, but you didn't change your header. And like you've seen like art that people have done for icons and tweeted you pictures, but you're not changing it. No, you don't understand. It is permanent. It is. It's not permanent, but I think we all deserve it for a while. It's that thing where I feel like I need to take like, you know, my YouTube photo, which is just that weird like 2013 photo of me with my hands in my pockets. I feel like I need to take like a new one of that, but like when am I going to get around to that? Who knows? I need to change all the links and all the video descriptions ever to the right social media. So many things. I'll get onto it. I was supposed to be doing that last week, but after the trauma, and we were very for the Florida, there was a lot of businessy, busy crap that we did. So I thought, should I go back and try to sort out all of this crap by myself while Phil's on holiday with his family, or should I just make a video about the Bahamas? And I did. Troy's new song. I love Troy's new song. Troy and Martin's new song. I've met Martin at Big Weekend in Glasgow, and he's really short, which made me feel insecure by being a really tall freak, but that's catchy. I bought it. Have you? Support Troy, you rats. You're glowing. That's just the Pixar lamp. Looking at me right now. Dan, now that you've finished watching Riverdale, what are you watching? I know that there's lots of requests. The show that I'm watching at the moment is called Line of Duty, which is a BBC British crime drama about anti-corruption police officers whose job it is to investigate criminal police officers. And I heard people talking about it, and it was like trending on Twitter. And I was like, what is this? Okay, I'll give it a watch. And holy shat, it's like the best thing I've ever watched in my entire life. Me and Phil and I, have watched like basically every crime drama ever. And other than like The Wire, I think it's one of the best crime dramas ever made. And for a BBC, which is like my grandma watches the BBC, it's so gritty and dark and depressing. It's horrible. It's just so distressing. It's like it's just so miserable. In like, not in a Game of Thrones hopeless kind of way, just like in everyday people have the capacity to be so mean to each other. So it's heavy watching, but it's so good. Arnott, I love him. Yeah, good times. I recommend you watch it if you're into some heavy shit. Revy, can you please say hi? Hello, how are you? How was your holiday? It was like a half holiday. I had 2 days outside. I read a book called I Am Pilgrim. My mother recommended it to me. It's very good. Steven Universe. Yeah, Phil and I have caught up on all the new episodes of Steven Universe. Some emotional shit right there. I'm telling you now. Why is Steven Universe so emotional and dramatic? Jesus. It is. I love the happy, silly episodes. Like the episode where Lars baked was like obviously tragic, and you know, the lesson of that is that what is cool? Should you feel like a loser because you're not hanging out with the cool kids? What makes somebody cool? You shouldn't care about people being cool for the sake of cool, just people being nice and showing your interests and being cool people generally. But there was just like a sequence where they were baking a cake with pretty illustrated backgrounds, and I was like, this is what I'm living for. I'm living for this. Forget Game of Thrones, forget Attack on Titan. Give me this 10 seconds of baking montage in Steven Universe with just a beautiful illustrated background and a little song. I'm living right now. This is content. It was good. What about Attack on Titan? Attack on Titan is just amazing. It's just amazing. It is the Game of Thrones of anime. Like, I was like, is it boring? I don't know about every single episode. It's just incredible. So many answers. It's so good. If you haven't watched Attack on Titan, you're into anime, what are you doing? If you want to just see some generally good shit, watch Attack on Titan. It'll ruin your life. It's just amazing. It's so good. Thoughts on One Love Manchester Sunday? I think it's incredible. If you haven't heard, is this the same thing? I've seen different names to it. Ariana is coming back to Manchester to do a concert with loads of people raising money for charity. and it's amazing. It's so good and heartwarming, because obviously I lived in Manchester for 2 years, and it'll always be one of my favorite places. And I know for a fact how amazing the community of people that live in Manchester are. So I think that's good. And I think it's horrible situations like this, we have to look to the goodness that it reminds us all of, which is we don't take for granted on a day-to-day basis maybe how kind and generous, and when people come together as a community to support each other, how nice humanity can be. Because we spend a lot of time thinking humanity is terrible, society is doomed, and then things like this can just go to show. So I'm very happy about that kind of stuff. BTS won a Billboard Music Award, didn't they? I was so happy. That was good. Love the snazzy glasses. Thank you. I have sunglasses that have like a gap in the bridge, and that means that, like, do you see that I have like a slight red stripe there? I have like a slightly tanned glabella, which is a very strange concept. Can you say hi to Gordon's soft dildo? I'm just shaming everybody right here, right now. I don't know what to say to you. Shaming you all. Watch Scam. Okay, I'll watch Scam. I'll watch 13 Reasons Why. I just need to get through 4 more episodes of Line of Duty, okay? And then we'll get there. Dan, just take a photo against a white wall for your icon. I could, John. Doing what? I'll do this eventually. The thing is, like, it's so hard. I talked about this last time. Different people are, introverts, extroverts. They have different energy levels. For me to recharge, I need time by myself with just no one looking at me. And that's how I process. So it's been so social recently that for me to get into any kind of creative space where I can think about what I want to make, like YouTube videos, or even, ideas for like a photo I could take for a new icon or something, I need to just go let everybody out and just be by myself, and then just think quietly in a silent room. And that's hard. And that's what I want to do this week. I want to have some time by myself, not talking to anyone, interacting with anyone, thinking about it. Is that when you'll make fresh content? Yeah. That's when I'll get on that. Fresh content. It's funny. I have to try to not be too thinking for ages about who am I? What am I doing with my life? What is my personality? I'm making these YouTube videos. Well, what is a YouTube video? What is entertainment? What is creativity? What is the point of anything? Should I just be trying to make people laugh, think, feel? I don't know. How do I do that? Do I do it by myself? Is it just me and a camera sat in front of a chair? Do I need to do I don't, but, you can see how I can just panic internally for weeks. Sometimes I wish I was just a gamer full time that was like, my purpose in life is to turn on a camera, film a video. That's why I like filming the gaming videos when we do, because I'm like, I'm here and I'm giving people something on the internet so that they know I'm not dead, and it's just nice and it's making them smile and laugh and whatever. But what is Dan content? You tell me. I'm reading the chat right now. You tell me. Hi, Denial. It's Daniel with an E, not an A. But you can call me Denial. Lifestyle, my lifestyle parody. Stories, I feel like the stories that I did was good. It might not look perfect. It might have been produced perfectly because it was just on a camera that happened to be in Florida that I didn't bring and edited on a laptop. But I hope you thought that it was good. Anything you want it to be. I don't want to hear anything you want it to be. Philosophical opinions. Okay. I just want it to look good as well. And I asked a pal to come into the apartment and water the bonsai tree that I bought for the background of my videos. And guess what this pal didn't do? Water the bonsai tree I bought. So it's a bit crusty looking. Ready for me to film with a crusty bonsai tree. That's okay. Radiohead worst to best. I don't know. Pablo Honey, King of Limbs. This is too hard. In Rainbows is my favorite. Followed by Amnesia because I'm a hipster. Whoop whoop. meeting at playlist made my year, and exactly that's why it's worth all of this jet lag and, you know, taking time away from me having crises by myself. Do whatever you want as long as it makes you happy. Indeed, that's all that matters, guys. As you all know, Harry's album, said Jade and a million people. I loved Harry's album. You all know who Harry Styles is, that he's released an album. I was very excited for it. You know, Zayn's album, I was like, this is a very now sound. It's a very cool contemporary sound. It feels so Zayn. These songs are so Zayn. I thought that Zayn could have been a bit more emotional. It was a bit cold. Some of the songs were a bit generic. I feel like he could have given us, you know, maybe a bit weirder, maybe a bit more, but I liked the style. Niall, you know, he's got his whole singer-songwriter thing going on, and I think it's so Niall. I'm happy for Niall. Louis, whatever. Harry, I was like, okay, yes. Sign of the Times, I'm into this. And then what was the other one? The acoustic one. That was like, okay. You know, it's a bit like a dad album, but maybe, you know, music doesn't have to be perfectly original, and it doesn't have to, you know, break boundaries ever, and Harry Styles doesn't have to redefine sound. Sweet Creature, thank you. So even if it did sound like a bit of a dad album and not every song was amazing, I really liked it. I think that all of the lyrics, they all came from places within Harry's heart. It's a really pleasant album to listen to. It's really cool. I just really, really appreciate Harry Styles as a person, who's always been so mysterious and an enigma. Because you know me, I'm not mysterious. I know I'm probably more mysterious than some other internet personalities, because I like never tweet or do anything, and you're like, what is Dan doing, honestly? But like Harry Styles is like, what you know, he's just a complete mystery. So I just feel blessed to have a Harry Styles album that's just him giving us this creativity from this personality that I like. So yeah, big fan of it. It's good. Liam. See, I thought Liam would go down the Gary Barlow route, because I thought that was the kind of person that he did, and I thought his music would sound the most like what One Direction were doing on like their last two albums. And then he came out with that song. And don't get me wrong, I appreciated the promo material. Okay, Dom Niall, have you heard the new Paramore album? Yeah, I said I loved it. It's pretty good. The new Gorillaz album was long. It wasn't as good as other ones, but still, it's a blessing. Young and Menace opinions. Hope you're having a good day, Daniel. Thanks. I am. Been filming some gaming videos. Look forward to the one where I'm wearing this shirt. My friend is literally you as a girl. I mean, I feel sorry for them then. I mean, that's bad. Don't know what to say there. Say hi to Daisy. Hello, Daisy. How are you? Thank you all for watching. What were you on about with Alien? Okay. I'll do this briefly. Right. Alien is a movie by a director called Ridley Scott, cool creative guy. Ridley Scott is a sci-fi director. He makes movies about space and the future, and everything's futuristic and very sci-fi. And he's a bit of a visionary like George Lucas, in that he might not be the best director ever, but his ideas and the worlds that he creates and just like how it looks is all very beautiful. He made a movie called Alien. There were like, and then there was a sequel. The first one was like a horror movie. The second one was like a good action movie. The others were like trash. But then he made a movie called Prometheus that was set in the same universe as the Alien movies, but it was like a slow, smart, calm, space exploring adventure with two characters that you love, Michael Fassbender and Noomi Rapace, and it was just amazing. But when it came out, everyone was like, no, we wanted alien shooting, we don't like it. And I was very sad, because I was like, no, I liked this calm and beautiful space exploration. I was happy for it to not be shooting. So then he made a sequel to this movie, but because when the last one came out, everyone complained that there was no alien shooting, instead of making it more space exploring, he made it more alien shooting. And don't get me wrong, there was like this movie, it's like well philosophical. You got Michael Fassbender as a robot, quoting romantic poets, which I'm all about, the romantics, studied them at A level, give me that Percy, give me that Byron, I would have stand you back in the day, talking about like, what, you know, is human life worth more than other life? What is good? What are the questions? You know, should we just be trying to make everyone's lives happy, or should we throw away everything just to get answers to the existential questions of why the universe is real? It's good or whatever. Yeah, it made me have a mild crisis. That's fun. Dan, when will your fresh content be? In the next week or two, if I have a crisis. We'll see. It's what I'm thinking about now that I'm back and trying to sleep desperately. Have you seen the new Pirates film? Nope. Have you seen Moana? Watch Moana and plane. How amazing is Moana? Oh my god, it's like the most beautiful movie, and I love the world, the characters, the tribute that they played to the Pacific Island culture. It was just so beautiful. I felt like Brave and Moana were quite shallow in that it was kind of just like the girl, their families, the kooky sidekick, and a half-an-hour journey, and then it ended. It wasn't like an Aladdin, Lion King, Pixar-level epic. But it doesn't have to be. Movies can be cuter and smaller, and I loved it. I feel like I'd watch it a lot when I just want to see things that just cleanse my soul. Lin-Manuel's music saves my life. Yeah. He's my music dad, if Elon is my science dad. Start a prank war with Phil. I think that's already happening, Melody, with all the creep shots. But as you'll have seen on my Twitter, Phil locked himself outside of the house, which was very funny. So that was good. Have you seen Hamilton? No. Seeing it when it comes to the UK. Do not worry. Now you just need to watch Zootopia. I do indeed. And then I can finally weigh in on the division that tore Tumblr betwixt. Your nose looks funny. Thanks. You look tan, boy. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should just... Thing is, the lens on the camera that I've been using for my YouTube videos warps your face. Because you know how different bits of glass warp your face? So the one that I film YouTube videos on, it's like that. I look like a Lego block. It's terrible. I look so horrendous on my own YouTube videos. I need to sort that out. But yeah, Dan, I feel so sorry for your Bahamas. Thank you for sharing it with us. You're welcome. I actually can't believe that something so insane and exhausting and harrowing. It was harrowing. It was emotionally exhausting. I just wanted to give up and cry. I couldn't believe it was happening. But if turning it into a story made you laugh, then that's what I'm here for. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, to be honest. Say hi to Maddie. What up? Kinky Boots. You want to talk about Brendan in Kinky Boots? I'd go see that IRL. That's what I always feel like Brendan should do, because some people are, I don't like Panic's new music. I love Panic's new music, and that's like divisive. What you can't argue about, what none of you, you know, oh, you like the new Panic music, oh, you don't, whatever. Brendan Urie is an incredible talent, okay? So you whack him in a musical, and that's like, mate, you were born to do this, because someone like Brendan Urie with just infinite singing ability, Patrick could do it too from Fall Out Boy, to be honest. That's the thing. Dude, I'm at Burger King, help. That's okay. Have fun. I believe in you. Say hi to the vagina group chat. You're gonna make me want to leave. You literally just made me say the word vagina out loud. I hope you're well. I appreciate you tons. That's good. I am well. Yes. Which I say, having an internal pause behind Dan's eyes. He's just freaking out all the time. What's your favourite Pixar movie? Don't do that to me. I refuse to answer that. How can you even answer that question? Have you finished learning Yuri on Ice? No, not yet. It's long, okay? And I've been travelling. But other than VidCon, which I'm going to in like 3 weeks, you know, eventually it will be finished and I will, you know, sort my life out. I've realised that in a way, what I do is just publicly not have any idea what I'm doing with my life, and that kind of is the content that I create. So maybe if I ever became emotionally stable and had an idea of what my purpose in life was, maybe my appeal would be lost entirely. But then what does that mean? Is my purpose to constantly be in a free fall? Who knows? It's all fun. Favorite Broadway musical, Book of Mormon, until I see Hamilton. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching. I hope I cleared up what the hell happened with the Bahamas. You're welcome. Frankly, you all deserved that. I felt like I had to bring you in on it if I was having such a harrowing time. Send your resumes to the FBI for working out what happened. You all know the truth. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can go watch the collab on Phil's channel. Make sure you watch the videos on Downfall Games, because we're making an effort to make sure that even if you're not someone that's into gaming, that they're all just funny. So if you want that Dan and Phil in your life that'll make you laugh when you need it, then do go watch Downfall Games, even if you don't think you're about that nerdy shit. And yeah, I'll get working on a new video. I'll start changing those descriptions. I'll think about an icon to replace the other one, maybe. I'll have a think about it. Maybe you deserve that Twitter icon for longer. I'm not sure. But thank you for hanging out with me for an hour. Thank you for everyone on YouTube if you watch this the whole time. The people on Tumblr, I hope you're good. I hope that you can all find things to help you smile if things get too distressing, because I know that the world is a very busy, intense place. And I will see you soon. Thank you for your support. I appreciate that you could all just be like, I want a YouTuber that knows what they're doing. You're a flop that's taking too long to make content, and all you do is just have an existential crisis. I appreciate you for sticking with me. You watch this for an hour. You watch my videos. I really appreciate that. So even if you think Dan's a guy that's got it all going on, no. From the bottom of my humble rat heart, thank you all for watching me, because I appreciate it. So I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.